I remember a time when people used to get annoyed with pennies. Oh, they're useless. Get rid of them. We don't need them. What do we? Oh, geez, all these pennies. Ah. Well, it appears now that maybe since they've decided they're going to quit producing the penny or the 1 cent, that for some reason they're catching on because these are at a premium around here. Tubes for the pennies. Uh, I had to go looking for these darn things. So, well, maybe they're fine. Maybe they're catching on, too late. Who knows? But anyway, any of you that happen to follow my Instagram, have already kind of know about this. I picked up $1.50 face of wheat cents. They're copper, and they were in a bag, already prepackaged, ready to go, and got them at face value, which kind of shocked me. And I think it was a case of they just wanted them gone. Apparently, grandpa or dad or somebody saved them, and I don't want them. I just want them gone. There must be something special about them because they kept them, but I just want them gone. So there is $1.50 worth of wheat cents there, and some bonuses. Or to me, they're bonuses. Also within there, and these were in addition to the $1.50. They were just mixed in. And usually, when you're getting wheat cents, these are going to pop in. There's 3 steel cents. We all know 1943. The pennies were made out of steel because of the war. They were using the copper for the war efforts. And I don't know. I would have thought they would have needed the steel, for tanks and stuff. But you know what? I don't know. That they're thinking back then. So there were also 3 steel pennies in there. So they'll go where where I've got some others. They'll go with those. Then there's 4 more Lincoln cents. And for those of you that may not be familiar with the different cents here in the United States, the Lincoln cent is the one that has here, let me just grab one here. Let me clear it up for you. Has the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. So there were 4 of those. So now we're at $1.57. But those are copper as well. There were also, and these usually come with a premium all by themselves, there were 3 Indian head cents in there, which are even older than the Wheaties. And I was going through the bag, and there was one sitting up like this. Oh, bonus. So got 3 of those. And, well, here, let me stick with the copper for a minute. I have never actually seen a slick penny, whether it be copper or zinc. Never seen a slick penny before. Maybe I've been living a sheltered life. But this is by far the slickest penny I have ever seen in my life. And you can barely read. You got to hold it on an angle to read the 1 cent on the reverse. So I thought that was pretty cool too. And let me take this off camera for a second. If I remember right, it is a 1934. 1934. You may or may not be able to see the year there. It's a little dinged up. Oh, yep. You just kind of see it right there. Got a couple notches out of it. Don't know why. People used to do some interesting stuff with their coins back in the day. But, hey, it's still copper. It's going to go in there. And then the big bonus for you silver stackers, and I'm assuming this is toned up and discolored because it was sitting completely surrounded by copper. a 1963 90% silver Roosevelt dime. So, and I may just leave it the way it is. I don't know. I don't have the stuff to quote unquote clean a coin. So I may just leave it like this. Yeah, it's a little different. Adds a little character to it. So, and I know they're 365 did a video about copper, and he kind of echoed what we were saying. And I have a copper collection. I've downsized it quite a bit. And at one time I had over 100 ounces of copper, because I was one of the ones that were like, oh, you know what? It's going to skyrocket because we're going to need it because, they're going to make us buy electric vehicles. Well, I've downsized it, and my whole copper collection fits in this cigar box, which isn't very big. And sorry about the camera shaking there. But I consider this copper stacking, because as we know, copper pennies are worth about 3 cents a piece. It's 1 cent face value, 3 cents copper value. And you see, I'm going to get you up in the air here a little bit so I can actually get the whole thing in the shot. Oh, goodness. I'm going to throw my back out flinging this bad boy around. Okay, there. These are my copper cents. The L's are Lincolns. The WH's are Wheaties. The CAN is Canada. And I've got some partial rolls here. I got a partial roll of Indian Heads, another partial roll of Lincoln, and a partial roll of Wheaties. So this thing's filling up pretty quick. And by golly, when this thing is done, boy, I'm going to need a forklift to pick it up. So again, there's collecting and there's stacking when it comes to copper. And then with the penny going away altogether, it'll only be a matter of time before, it gets kind of crazy if you're trying to find pennies of any kind to stack here in the United States, and Canada did away with theirs quite a while ago, and there's people still looking for the Canadian ones. I do have some Canadian ones coming from somebody across the bridge there that knows I'm doing a guardhouse of the pennies, and decided I needed to have some Canadian in there. But even when you go looking around, already you got people that have uncirculated rolls of 2025 that they're selling for $10, $12 a roll, and it's only 50 cents worth of whatever. But all right, everybody, it's gonna be kind of shorter than normal kind of today. Just stacking some more pennies. Now I'm gonna a little bit at a time, and I know this isn't normal. Normally we're talking about stacking silver and constitutional silver and all that, and I do have some of that coming. I just got to wait for it to get here. I didn't have the opportunity to hit the LCSs this weekend, so it's coming through the mail. God help us. So, all right, everybody, have a great day. Keep stacking, keep hunting. Stack what you like, stack what you can afford. Don't let anybody shame you for what you're stacking. And we'll see you soon. Mishy's out.